Here's your latest edition of the Credit Repair Intelligence Report.
In this week's Credit Repair Intelligence Report, you're going to discover the fastest way to improve your credit score up to 90 points guaranteed. In Credit Repair Intelligence Report number 4, you learn the truth about why you're worth more to the banks and credit bureaus with a low credit score rather than a high one. After all, if you're buying a home for $200,000 and a low credit score causes you to pay a 2% higher interest rate, that 2% ends up costing you in excess of $100,000 over the term of the loan. In other words, you'll throw away over $100,000 just because your credit score was low. Of course, many people will share the opinion this doesn't matter as you'll never stay in the home for the life of the loan and you can always later refinance. It would be nice if that were true, but based upon our 16 years of experience, we found consumers rarely, if ever, do this. They're too caught up in the monthly payment, and smaller monthly payments mean more interest paid over the term of the loan. As a result, it's not uncommon for 90 points in a credit score to cost a consumer over $90,000 because of this type of thinking. Only focusing on the monthly payment makes about as much sense as marrying someone for nothing but their looks. On the flip side, improving your credit score by as little as 90 points can put over $90,000 back in your pocket that you'd have otherwise been pissing away to the bank. Yes, I said pissing away because that's exactly what it is. So, what's the fastest way to improve your credit score up to 90 points guaranteed? The answer to that question lies within the answers to these 3 questions. 1. What is the highest scoring credit you can add to your credit report? Number 2, what is the fastest way to add this type of credit to your credit report? And number 3, what impact will it have on your overall debt-to-credit ratio? Contrary to popular belief, the highest scoring credit you can add to your credit report is any type of unsecured revolving credit account. Please note, debit cards do not count. Many consumers believe car loans and home mortgages represent the highest scoring credit one can add. In our experience, this is simply not true. Unsecured revolving credit accounts are the riskiest type of credit to the lender, while also being the easiest to be abused by the borrower. It's for this reason we believe we found them to be the highest scoring when added and used properly. Compare this to a car loan or home mortgage, where if you quit paying, the home will be foreclosed or the automobile repossessed. The next question becomes, what's the fastest way to add this type of credit to your credit report? The fastest way to get this type of credit on your credit report is by obtaining what's known as an authorized user account. However, for this to be most effective, you need to have the same last name and same mailing address as the primary account holder. Otherwise, this technique will be limited in its impact. So, if you have a brother, sister, father, mother, or spouse living at the same address as you are and using the same last name, by all means, have them add you onto their $5,000 unsecured credit account, and you should be looking good in no time flat. On the other hand, if this isn't an option, don't despair. There is a plan B for you. You may be able to obtain what's known as an unsecured consumer credit account. This is an account which gives you an unsecured credit line of up to $5,000, but only allows you to purchase products or services from a particular catalog or website. Kind of sounds like a scam, right? But don't be fooled. As long as the account reports to one or more credit bureaus, it's actually the greatest invention since the cellular telephone, and it has the potential to save you over $90,000 in wasted interest payments on a home mortgage. If you're sharp, you should get this. If you're bullheaded and stubborn, nothing will change, and the banks will love that. So, where do you learn about these special accounts? Visit our website at creditrepairpublishing.com and click on the link which says Credit Building Tools. This will give you the latest information we have on the different credit building tools our clients are using, like unsecured consumer credit accounts. Now, let's wrap up the final question about adding an unsecured consumer credit account, and that is, what impact will it have on your overall debt-to-credit ratio? The answer to this question is extremely important, as the majority of consumer credit scores suffer from a negative debt-to-credit ratio. What is your debt-to-credit ratio? Your debt-to-credit ratio is vitally important to your credit score because it tells the story of how responsibly you're using the credit you've already been granted. To calculate your debt to credit ratio, simply add up all the unsecured revolving credit accounts you currently have listed on your credit report. Let's say you had $5,000 worth. This would give you a high credit limit of $5,000. Now, let's say on that $5,000 of credit, you're in debt $4,000. Your debt to credit ratio is calculated by taking the $5,000 in high credit and dividing it by the total amount of unsecured debt you have. In this case, you have $4,000, so it looks like this. $5,000 in high credit divided by $4,000 in unsecured debt equals an 80% debt to credit ratio. Ideally, you want a debt to credit ratio of less than 45%. Now, in this example, let's say you added an unsecured consumer credit account for $5,000. Yes, you can only buy products or services from their catalog or website, but let's look at what happens. When the account gets on your credit report, your high credit limit will instantly increase by $5,000. This will take your high credit limit from $5,000 to $10,000 overnight. But that's not even the best part. The best part comes with the impact it will have on your debt to credit ratio. Overnight, your debt to credit ratio will go from 80% down to 40%. Here's how it happens. When your high credit limit increased from $5,000 to $10,000 from the unsecured consumer credit account being added, your unsecured debt stayed at $4,000. When you divide $10,000 in high credit by $4,000 in unsecured debt, you now wind up with a debt to credit ratio of only 40%. This is the fastest way we've seen clients improve their credit scores by up to 90 points guaranteed. For more information on improving your credit score with unsecured consumer credit accounts, please visit our website at creditrepairpublishing.com and click on the link which says Credit Building Tools. Till next week, thanks for listening.
The Credit Repair Intelligence Report comes to you each week from creditrepairpublishing.com. Get your free subscription by visiting creditrepairpublishing.com.